Subreddit, TrueOffMyChest. Title: 6 years ago I switched my wife's cat with a more well-behaved lookalike. Body: 6 years ago, I swapped my then-girlfriend now wife's cat with a more well-behaved lookalike. She had an all-black cat that was extremely aggressive. It scratched everyone, hissed at everyone, and didn't use its litter box half the time. My wife insisted she could get it to behave better. One week she went out of town to visit her family and I was supposed to go to her apartment and feed it. The first night I went over, it scratched the shit out of my arm. I joked to the cat that it's not special and I'll replace it if it scratches again. The joke stuck with me until I had thought about it enough that it wasn't a joke. The next morning I went to the local animal shelter. Found an identical cat who was already litter box trained and acclimated to people, but was a little skittish. Its old owner died of a heart attack and the animal shelter people said they think that's why it was skittish. But overall, it was a lot friendlier and better behaved, and the skittishness would help it resemble the original cat. So I adopted it, took it to my wife's apartment, settled it in, then drove her original cat to an animal shelter a town over. I was paranoid my wife would find out if I took it to a local one. It's been 6 years since then. We got married 4 years ago. We still have the swapped cat. It answers to the original cat's name. My wife knows nothing. She loves this cat and brags about how much better behaved it is. Every time I see it, I feel like a total piece of shit. Edit: for the people saying the other cat was likely euthanized by the shelter, I just double-checked and the shelter I dropped it off at was and still is a no-kill shelter. Top comments: what episode of Seinfeld is this? I swear I saw a post a couple years ago on relationship_advice about a woman who swore her husband swapped her cat while she was away. It's so odd to read this one. Lmao, this comment section would be a whole lot worse if it was on r/amethyst hole. Now this is a good TrueOffMyChest, a true off the chest. Every time I see it, I feel like a total piece of shit. So like, you perpetually feel like a total piece of shit then, skittish, removed, are you Greg Fokker? Best of luck if y'all have kids. Finding a lookalike child is way harder. If this is real, under no circumstances should you ever tell her. You will completely destroy her trust. Removed. There's so much more to a cat than color. I find it pretty much impossible to believe someone wouldn't notice their pet being swapped off. Surprised 99% of comments are taking this at face value. How do ya all lie to your spouse so easily? I can't keep anything in for more than a couple minutes without cracking. Feels so fundamentally wrong. Can I have the movie rights to this post? Delete this post. Delete this account. Never tell anyone, ever. I have seen people divorce for less and I wouldn't blame her. I am a guy, and I have a cat that I absolutely love, and my cat doesn't really like others as well. She won't scratch most people, but if she doesn't like you she will hiss and bite. If my girlfriend did what you did, man would I be pissed. That's even an understatement honestly. I had this cat during the worst times of my life. I can't imagine my s.o switching it just because the annoyed of it. One day YLL post here that your wife is divorcing you. This is like an Edgar Allan Poe story that's missing the last few pages. I hope this is fake. Holy shit.